everyone. This is Lexi from RockyLinux. I am the community team deputy lead, and this is...
Hi, I'm Krista Burdine. I'm the other community lead for the RockyLinux project.
So in today's episode, we are going to be talking to Krista. She's the first community manager of the foundation, and we're going to get to learn a lot about the project. Hello, Krista. How are you doing?
I'm good, Alexia. This is so exciting.
Yeah. Okay, so the first question by the community is, how did you get into the project?
It's funny how things happen. One of my favorite sayings is that you're not having an adventure until you get more than you bargained for. And the way I found my way into this project was one of those things that really turned into an adventure.
Right.
I feel like I stumbled into the project in 2022. I've been doing freelance writing and editing for several years before that, and I was looking for a way to use that in a bigger context than the way I had been doing it. I was kind of tired of working by myself. I wanted to work with other people. So what happened was somebody basically said, "Oh, I know about this project and it's new, and I bet you could use your skills there in order to help other people." In order to get started with this project, I needed somebody to point me in the right direction. So this person who had suggested it to me said, "Here, let me help you get set up." They helped me start a account and helped me log into Mattermost for the first time, and showed me where the documentation repo was within the RockyLinux GitHub. So then I was able to just go into the documentation channel in the Mattermost and start talking to people there and get started from there. And it really very quickly escalated.
What were some of your original goals when you joined the community team?
Well, when I first came into RockyLinux, the very first thing I wanted was to make it excellent. That has been my driving force with everything that I've done from the very first day in documentation and onward into when I quickly got invited to come and be a part of the community team. All of it has been done with, I want this to be excellent because I want to help the project be mature and taken seriously on the world stage, essentially. So that was my first goal. And then after that, I thought back to the way that I had been introduced into the project, which I could not have done without help. Somebody pointed me to the right place to go and helped me get signed in and helped me get set up. And from there, I could take it from there. But it's just that very first piece of getting into it that was scary for me, and I needed to be helped into that. And so because of that, I feel like I've had a strong focus on making the project accessible to people from the outside, people who are new. And I realized that you don't need to have a lot of technical ability. Yes, there are people with very much technical ability in the project, but there's also a need for less technical in a different way, is what I try to think of it as. Technical in a different way kind of roles, such as what I'm doing with the community.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it shows, for the people who doesn't know, I joined the community team not too long ago, and Krista has been a fantastic mentor to me. Now she's actually a very good friend, and what I've noticed and what people would notice is that you have amazing soft skills. So I think that it's actually a very important skill to have, especially because we have people from all kinds of backgrounds and places. We have contributors from all over the world, so having a strong community that makes everyone feel welcome is fantastic, and you've been doing a great job at it.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
So, what surprised you most about the community when you started working in the team?
It's funny you should ask me about what surprised me. There were really two things. One was funny and the other one was a little bit more profound. The first one, I didn't realize until I had stepped into the community that I had an expectation of what it was going to be like, and that expectation was based on a TV show I had watched. I think everybody probably has seen it in the tech world, but the IT Crowd. I expected to be accepted here in that kind of way, where if you can't do it right, they're going to come over to your desk and they're going to kick you out and say, "Move." So I just kept waiting for them, "Move." And the funny thing was, it never happened. It never happened because everybody was so kind. Everybody was welcoming and they respected me and they asked for my opinion. And when all of those things happened, I began to relax into it and feel competent and feel like I belonged here and had a place. And I even stronger realized this was something I wanted to continue being proud of and being part of. So the second thing that surprised me about community was, at first I understood it as there are several parts of the RockyLinux project, and community is one of them, as if they were all, I don't know, ducks in a row. But then I realized, really being part of the community, working with the community and supporting the community touches all of the other parts of the project. And that was profound for me to realize and recognize how much opportunity I have to have influence in the project, not for personal gain at all, but just out of this, I'm always leaning toward being a nurturer. And there's been so much opportunity for me to do that, to just check in with people and try to help ease complicated conversations sometimes. But it's really been a pleasure to meet people who are doing all sorts of different things. And I feel like it's really broadened my world a lot to meet people with so many different perspectives.
That's beautiful. And yeah, I agree because, and this is actually something that I want to share also with the community, that my first impression when I became part of the team was that these people are amazing. Like I can totally see myself becoming friends with everyone. So, and it happened. Now so anyone wanting to join us, we're just a very good group of friends working on a project that we feel passionate about. And that's really what Rocky is inside. So
I love it.
A lot of things happened in this 3 years of since RockyLinux was first released, and a lot of things happened in the community. How do you feel about the community now? And the second question would be, do you like where is it heading? Where is it going?
Yes, I love where our community is right now. This year, it feels like our momentum has hit critical mass. I really am enjoying where the project is right now. It's so much fun. We're making great progress. One thing that we've been doing is going through sort of a community health check. And in doing that, we've been asking questions like, how can we make the project accessible for people coming in for the first time? And I think the more we look at and pay attention to those parts of the project, the more we get people excited, the more people in the project are excited, and the more it just all is a very positive feedback loop that I think is really contributing to our momentum.
So if you wanted to leave a message to anyone looking into participating actively in an open source project like ours, what would that be?
Well, my message would be that really a lot more people have something that they can contribute to this project than realize it. I had no idea. If I had known more, I would have been afraid to even reach out. But I told myself I do have a skill. My skill happens to be in writing and grammar and proofreading. So I have something to offer. We have need for people with other kinds of skills too. Anything from social media to graphic design to any kind of design, web management, the documentation, even things as simple as loving to run through tutorials and take notes on them and help improve them, or run through other tutorials and say, how do I do this with Rocky? Any of that are things that people could do. Anybody could do.
If someone is on YouTube watching this podcast right now, what would be the best way for them to get involved with the project?
I think what we're trying to do right now is collect people in through our different channels. Specifically, the chat server, I think, is the best way to get started. It's chat.rockylinux.org, and it will take you to our Mattermost instance, and all you have to do is create an account and log in. When you log in, you have two channels to choose from. Either one is appropriate. There's general or town square, I think it's called sometimes, or off topic, and either one of those is good. But I know that Lexi and I both spend a lot of time in the off-topic channel. So if you come into that channel, there's a little less of the everyday, every minute chatter, and drop a message, say hello. Somebody will find you and answer you and help you get connected into the right group that you want to get connected into.
So you've mentioned that in the past you were working with fiction, nonfiction, but mostly grammar and proofreading, and you are a writer also. So my question would be, what inspires you creatively? Because I know you have a very strong connection with art, right?
I do. I love to surround myself with art in all of its forms. You can see this painting over my shoulder. That was done by my cousin, who's an artist to the point that she supports herself through her art. She makes these beautiful paintings and travels around the Pacific Northwest and sells them at art festivals and online and whatever. And that inspires me. She's my cousin who's closest in age, so like my first best friend. So I love that. But I also surround myself with art in all of its forms, whether it's recipes or, oh, geez, they're all going out of my head, or gardening or flowers, or there are so many ways to be an artist or a creator in your field. And I love to see people doing all sorts of different things because it affirms that all of us are creative and there's a place for all of us to use that creativity.
Definitely. And going back to suggesting coming into the off topic channel on Mattermost, let me tell you that I was very happily surprised to find out that there were so many people with so many interests when we started showing and sharing about photography, recipes, art. There are so many musicians in the community, so many people that do beautiful art. So it's not just about the operating system. We're a big family, and I'm pretty sure that you will all love to join us and spend time with us.
Yes, this reminds me that in the Off Topic channel, one of the things that I've really enjoyed is we have a lot of times people will just share music that they're listening to. And that's another thing that really inspires me creatively. I'm not necessarily someone who has my own style of music because I like so many different things. But I have so enjoyed when people suggest music in the Off Topic channel. I started just collecting Spotify playlists of the music that had been suggested. And now those are the things I listen to when I'm trying to get inspired when I'm working on project stuff.
That's really fantastic. Krista, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you so much for your time. And well, I'm really waiting for the next interview, which is going to be the other way around. You're going to interview me.
There you go.
And
we'll trade places.
Yeah, right. And for everyone listening, we will be doing these community sessions very often. We are going to be talking to different people from the different teams, so you can get to know all the people that make Rocky happen. And so I really hope that you enjoy this little community session, and I will see you next time.
We'll see you around the project.
See you later.